What's up, guys? It's Chase here. I'm here to talk about carb cycling. One of the things you hear floating all around the Instagram, internet, everywhere. If you've started Googling how can I lose weight, carb cycling is bound to pop up in the results and probably at the top of the results. Now, I'm going to spare you all the science behind it. If you want to read up on it, you can get your nutrition degree from Google University and go down that rabbit hole, because one dietitian will tell you another thing from the other. It does work. I've seen it work with tons of clients. I've seen it work with myself, my wife, my family, and more important than trying to get down to that scientist level, I think what you need to do is try it out. Does it work for your body? Does it work for your lifestyle? So what I've done here is taken less of a scientific approach and giving you some direct steps so you can stop taking guesses and making guesswork out of this and get down to a step-by-step approach to try carb cycling and see if it works for you. So we have 4 very simple steps, okay? Number 1, we're gonna pick a daily energy source. 2, we're gonna keep our protein constant. 3, we're gonna make a carb cycling schedule. And 4, we're gonna make a menu. And we're gonna do that all about 5 minutes, and you can take this today and try it out. It's simple. You can do it at home. You can do it while you're eating out. You can do it when you meal prep, okay? First thing, carb cycling. What you're essentially doing with carb cycling is you're picking an energy source. Your energy source is either fats or carbohydrates. So when you are carb cycling, you are cycling through those energy sources. So one day you may choose carbohydrate as your energy source, another day you may choose fat as your energy source. Simple as that. We're choosing between carbohydrates and fats when we carb cycle. So a low carb day, we're choosing fat as our energy source. On a high carb day, we're focusing on carbs as our energy source. Simple as that. So when you look at it, step 1, pick a daily energy source. If you're picking carbs, it's gonna take about 40% of your calories are gonna come from carbs. If you're picking fats, similarly, about 40% of your calories are gonna come from fats. So when you put it in a big old pretty pie chart here, all you're gonna say is protein's gonna remain constant. That's step 2, 40%. Your energy source of choice, carbs or fats, is also gonna be 40%. And then the other energy source, which is inevitably gonna sneak in there to some degree, we wanna limit that to about 20%. Really, really simple. Also, if you don't know what macros are, that's what macros are. Carbs, fats, proteins, okay? When you're carb cycling, you're choosing energy source of the day. Fats or carbs will cover 40. The other one makes up that 20. Protein remains constant at 40%. So we've already done 2 over 4 steps. We made it very simple, right? Step 3, I wanna make a schedule. How many high carb days do I wanna have? How many low carb days do I wanna have? Most of us are looking to lose weight, so you want to take probably more low carb days than high carb days. If you're trying to bulk up, put on mass, put on muscle, probably wanna go more high carb days than low carb days. For me, this is how I'm gonna do it, and like I said, I'm gonna give you a plan instead of making you make any decisions. So to me, I like to take Wednesday as a high carb day because that's my hump day. That's when I'm trying to make it through the week. I like that little bit of an extra energy source. It's a pick me up. It feels good. I feel like I'm re-energized the rest of the week. And then I'm always gonna pick either Saturday and Sunday. Let's be real. Are you gonna go through a whole weekend without touching a carb? Very, very doubtful. Be realistic, look towards the weekend, know that that's coming on the weekend. It'll help you not eat crap Thursday and Friday. So I'll pick a Sunday to go on my hard carb day. Sunday fun day, I know that's when I have the most free time, so I'll get some healthy carb sources in, and usually I have a killer workout on Sundays because I have the day to myself. So it doesn't have to be this way. Make a schedule. We're going Wednesday and Sunday as our hard carb days. Every other day can be a low carb day, okay? Simple as that. Now you're saying, what is a high carb day? What is a low carb day? Again, what we're trying to do is pick our energy source, and to make it even easier, it's just gonna look just like this, guys. So on a high carb day, you're focusing on carbohydrates and lean proteins. The reason the lean protein is because it doesn't have a lot of fat. On a high carb day, we want carbs, not fat. So I'm gonna pick a lean protein. What's a lean protein? Easiest way to think about it, it's a protein that's white. White fish, shrimp, chicken breast, okay? On a low carb day, I'm focusing on fat. So I'm gonna have lots of healthy fats in my diet and some fatty proteins. Your color proteins, your salmon, your ground beef, your steak, things like that, all right? Eggs versus egg whites, which is low fat, okay? So, high carb day, carbs and a lean protein. Low carb day, healthy fat and a fatty protein. That's your focus, that's what you're looking to do. You do not have to weigh everything, measure it, put it in MyFitnessPal. If you want to do that, these are the macros you're gonna have. But if you just follow this basic structure, you're probably gonna get very close to that anyways. Do what fits for you. You can be a musclehead and do macros, or you can just be someone who's trying to get their toe dipped in the waters of fat loss, okay? So, Last step, simple as this, make a menu. So when you're grocery shopping, you're gonna have high carb days, you're gonna have low carb days. I like to keep it simple. I don't wanna have 18 pots on the stove. I don't wanna cook 16 different meals. So when I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna pick 2 carb sources. Maybe this week I'm going oats and sweet potato. I'm gonna pick 2 fat sources. Maybe I'm going avocado and peanut butter or olive oil because I'm gonna make some salads, okay? And then I'm gonna make 1 to 2 lean proteins and 1 to 2 fatty proteins so I can stick to that basic structure for a high carb day versus a low carb day. Simplify it for yourself. So you can literally make this your grocery shopping list. If you don't know what a good carb source is, Google it. It's easy. If you don't know what a good fat source is, Google it. Fatty proteins, lean proteins, okay? You pick 2 carbs, 2 fats, 1 to 2 lean proteins, 1 to 2 fatty proteins. I said 1 to 2 here because it depends how much you want to cook. I don't mind eating chicken 4 days out of the week. I'll put it in a different sauce. I'll put it with a different side, but I don't mind it. If you want a little more variety, then cook 2 different proteins. It's just gonna be a little bit more work in the kitchen for you, okay? So again, pick a daily energy source. We're gonna review this. You're choosing fats or carbs. That's all carb cycling is. You're choosing one of the energy sources. 2, protein stays constant. So protein's always 40. Your energy source of the day, your choice is 40, and the other one is 20. Simple, right? Then make a schedule. I choose Wednesday, hump day. I choose one of the weekend days because I know I'm gonna get into some carbs over the weekend. Boom, make a menu. Go to the grocery store, pick 2 carbs, pick 2 fats, pick a lean protein, pick a fatty protein so you can stick to this basic structure here. Stop worrying about all the science. Stop digging down this rabbit hole of all this information and just try it. You can read 1,000 articles about how to bench press, but until you get underneath that bar and start bench pressing, you are not going to learn the same way, okay? Knowledge is power, yes, but it is nothing without experience because that's when you grow wisdom. When you grow wisdom, you get better. Will carb cycling work for you? Try it. Try this guy out. Do you need to tweak it? Maybe you do, but until you give it a go, all those Google articles aren't gonna do a thing. So let's skip the science for a bit. It does work. You can learn that. I would love to take your information. We can go back and forth all day, but what I want you to do is just simply go out there and take action because that's the first step of any trail to success, any path to success. It is started by action. So take action. This is a simple way to do it. Go back, watch this video, send us a DM, send us an email, doesn't matter. I'll also put this in the captions so you guys can see these basics. You have it here. Let's try carb cycling. I promise you, it'll be a start to a newer, better, healthier you, or at the very least, it'll be a lesson.